Some of these changes will adversely impact our programs, making it difficult for us to achieve the objectives of the economic recovery and the growth plan.
2019 appropriation bill signed into law. President Buhari regrets changes introduced by the National Assembly.
It was known to be cattle wrestling in Northwest and some parts of North Central has turned out to be something different.
More concerns over security challenges in the north. Northern governors call on Buhari for decisive action against what might turn into another insurgency. Nigerian children commemorate their day. And certificate of return to Zamfara governor-elect as INEC complies with Supreme Court ruling. Hello, good evening and welcome to NTN Network News with me, Joseph Johnson. But I won't be reading alone tonight as I have Michael Olaleye in Lagos. Good to see you, mate. Now, let's begin with 2019 budget because President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the 2019 appropriation bill of 9.92 trillion naira into law. Tagged Budget of Continuity, the president dotted lines for implementation amidst regrets over changes introduced by the National Assembly to the initial proposal by the executive, which he described as counterproductive. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
Although the 2019 Budget of Continuity is one of the earliest to be signed into law under the Buhari presidency, additions introduced by the National Assembly to the financial document may have killed the excitement that would have greeted the ceremony. Over 90.3 billion naira was added to the 8.83 trillion naira proposed by the executive.
This increase reflects changes introduced by the National Assembly. In some areas, expenses we proposed were reduced, while in other areas they were increased. There were also certain areas where new additions were introduced into the budget. Of course, some of these changes will adversely impact our programs, making it difficult for us to achieve the objectives of the economic recovery and the growth plan.
At the ceremony witnessed by Senate President Bukola Saraki, Speaker Yakubu Dogara, Deputy Senate President Ike Ikweremadu, amongst other lawmakers, the president said as soon as the leadership of the 9th National Assembly emerges, robust engagement will commence towards addressing areas of concern.
Our goal was to use this budget to move the economy further on the path of inclusive, diversified, and sustainable growth. It is my intention to continue to engage the National Assembly to ensure we deliver on our promises. We will also look at how to improve the budget process so that, among other things, we can speed up budget consideration processes and return the country to the January to December fiscal year timetable.
The 2019 budget is predicated on a benchmark oil price of $60 per barrel, oil production estimate of 2.3 million barrels per day, exchange rate of 305 naira to a dollar, real GDP growth of 3.01%, as well as an inflation rate of 9.98%. The budget, the government believes, is an important step towards building the Nigeria of everyone's dream. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, gives reasons why the lawmakers continue to tinker with budget estimates presented by the executive.
By the constitutional design, the executive proposes what they intend to do, and then the representative of the people in Congress, so National Assembly, as is our own case in Nigeria, decides what is the priority, since they represent the people. And as such, it's going to be a naughty area that may continue to define the relationship between the executive and the legislature. But if you look at it, whether it is Britain, US, wherever it is always a strength, this issue of budget, because it deals with high-stakes distributional issues as to who get what, which part of Nigeria gets this and that. So it will continuously be an issue.
Budget and National Planning Minister Udoma is expected to give more details on the approved budget on Tuesday. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NT News.
Meanwhile, Nigerians are to expect improved living condition, especially in the area of insecurity of lives and property. President Buhari told a meeting of Northern Governors Forum led by the outgoing chairman, Governor Kashim Shettima of Borno State, that he will not let Nigerians down under his watch. For details, we now join State House correspondent again, Adamu Sambo.
The security of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari said, is on his mind 24 hours of the day. He bemoaned the ravaging effect of unchecked corruption in the past on the nation's armed forces, saying the terrible effects of mismanagement were prevalent and the prevailing situation is part of the consequences. The president, who promised to increase the frequency of his engagement with security chiefs, expressed interest in getting reports from governors who have difficult relationships with security heads in their states. During the closed-door meeting, the governors took turns to draw the president's attention to specific challenges they face in their respective states, as explained by Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State.
What was known to be cattle rustling in Northwest and some parts of North Central has turned out to be something different from what we had before. So this concern made us come and brief Mr. President so that urgent action should be taken in order to curb this deadly menace of banditry, which is gradually graduating into insurgency. And the President has given his full commitment that something seriously will be done in order to make sure that this menace is curbed.
The governors commended the federal government's efforts at curbing Boko Haram terrorism and farmers' herders clashes, which they say had been dealt with, thereby virtually restoring normalcy to the northeast. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari also received in audience the South Monarchs Forum at the Villa, where he nudged the traditional rulers and elders of the Niger Delta region to do much more towards ending pipeline vandalism and other acts of economic sabotage in their communities. The president said this has become imperative because destruction of oil facilities hurts more of the host communities and the environment than the government. We have details with Adam Musambo once more.
The South Monarchs Forum, led by the Amanyanabo of Nembe Kingdom, King Edmond Daukuru, was in the State House to congratulate President Muhammadu Buhari on his re-election and discuss issues of specific relevance to the zone. The president told the monarchs that they were culturally and traditionally positioned to complement government efforts at enhancing security in the Niger Delta. He charged them to educate the youth on the dangers pipeline vandalism and related nefarious activities posed to the environment and the economy.
Continue to be courageous enough and educate your people, those youth that are restless. Let them stop blowing this thing because they are hurting your people more than hurting the government. When you pollute the area, the majority of your people cannot fish and cannot farm, and that's what they depend on. You have a lot of role to play in securing the area.
President Buhari also decried the spate of kidnapping in the area, urging the royal fathers not to relent in their support to security agencies to effectively contain the negative trend. He used the forum to respond to an inquiry by the group on 10% equity participation for host communities in solid minerals and whether the same is applicable to the oil sector.
The Constitution was very mindful of the way the resources are shared. I think 13% is by derivation, which means relative to what you are producing, 13% of it is given to your states. And then whatever is offshore into the continental shelf, it belongs to nation state. Again, your state gets their own share. And if the federal government is cheating you by denying you part of the 13% or the balance from the continental shelf, you as the leadership, you ought to have seen it by now.
On the Niger Delta Development Commission, the president told the forum that his administration is not unmindful of his core mandate, but also the conditions in the area, as well as the strategic importance of the geopolitical zone to the economy and stability of the country. The Amanyanabo of Nembe Kingdom, King Edmond Dakuru, on behalf of the monarchs, raised the issue of Niger Delta security, economic development, infrastructure, environment, and oil sector matters, on which they stress the need to hold operators accountable for their lack of transparency in community development programs.
In exercise of our role as traditional fathers, we plead with all those who are unhappy with the imperfections of our electoral process to graciously transcend their grievances and to join the immense task we all face of building a strong, secure and prosperous Nigeria.
On his part, the Amanyanabo of Twan Bros, Alfred Data Spiff, made a case for more tangible federal presence in Bayelsa State, especially in the construction of some critical roads infrastructure whose contracts were awarded by him 50 years ago as military governor, but nothing much had happened since then. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Television Authority will today, May 27, 2019, air a special interview with President Muhammadu Buhari on the network service immediately after the news at 10 p.m. All television stations and other electronic media outlets are enjoined to hook up to this broadcast. And the federal government has declared Wednesday, May the 29th as work-free day to mark the 2019 presidential inauguration. Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Dambazao issued the statement in Abuja today. Now, today is Children's Day. To mark the event, President Muhammadu Buhari sent in a word of advice to parents at the National Children's Day celebration in Abuja. Speaking on behalf of the President, the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello advised parents to work closely with other relevant stakeholders to ensure that children shun drug abuse and other social vices in the society. Shoaibu Onozie Yakubu has more.
The inspection of girls and the colorful march past by pupils and students, including children from the special needs schools in the FCT, set the tone for this year's National Children's Day celebration.
As one of the interventions to ensure a preventive and guaranteed future for our children, I constituted a two-tier intervention structure comprising high-level ministerial committee on the elimination of drug.
Shoaibu Onozie Yakubu, NTA News.
And wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has equally enjoined parents to continue to guide and support their children to lay a solid foundation for a brighter future for them. Mrs. Buhari stated this in a message while addressing Nigerian children during a party she organized for them in commemoration of the 2019 Children's Day. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
The wife of the president, who was represented at the children's party, the wife of the vice president, Lapo Shinbajo, and discussed the role of parents in proper upbringing of their children towards shaping their future and, by extension, the future of the country. Various speakers employed the children to always pay attention to their studies and to be obedient to their parents, teachers, and elders.
Very special. It's the most special occasion because the celebration is coming 2 days to the presidential inauguration for the second term of President Muhammadu Buhari. Are you all happy?
We are appealing to parents to ensure that we do everything possible to fight drug abuse.
The children, who were occupied with varieties of games, could not hide their happiness.
Mrs. Aisha Buhari, thank her a lot for what she has done for us, and I pray she will live many more years to do this for all the children.
I'm very happy because of Muhammad Buhari brought everything to us. We are so happy. I hope that God will keep blessing him every day.
I'm very happy for other children around the world. They get to celebrate their own day.
The theme of this year's Children's Day is addressing the menace of drug abuse amongst children. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. We have more news coming up after these messages. Join us again.
The clock is ticking. It's the signal for the inauguration of the 16th President of Nigeria and 5th President in the 4th Nigerian Republic.
Nigerians are set to mark the beginning of the second term of Muhammadu Buhari as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The first term saw the most massive critical infrastructural development, agricultural revolution, war against corruption, tackling insecurity, and unprecedented social investment programs. Our opportunity to keep moving our country on the path to a prosperous future. It's the next level for the Nigerian people. This is our time as Nigerians. Come, let us celebrate the next level with Muhammadu Buhari, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date, Wednesday, 29th May 2019. Venue, Eagle Square, Abuja. Time, 8 a.m. prompt. Roll out the drums. Come, let's celebrate.
Announcer Boss Gida Mustafa, Secretary to Government of the Federation and Chairman 2019 Presidential Inauguration Committee.
There comes a time when the journey in life takes you far away from the familiar.
No signal? Fix it. Auntie, I don't finish. Wow. Make we take picture for Instagram. Don't you mean Instagram? Instagram, Hingram. Now you know name. Now me get network where they work for this long road. Come the yellow side, make yourself for free enjoy overshot data.
Anywhere, anytime. Data makes life better. Now you can get 1 gigabyte at 200 naira. The binge all day on Instagram just for you. Dial *406# to enjoy. Bonus to call all networks on every recharge. We get you talking.
Keep talking.
Glow Unlimited.
The Federal Ministry of Environment cordially invites stakeholders in the environment sector and the media to a valedictory press briefing of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Surveyor Suleiman Hassan Zarma, holding on Tuesday, 28th May 2019 at the National Press Center, Radio House, Area 10, Garki, Abuja, by 12 noon. Announcer, Mrs. Ibukun Odushote, FNCS FNM, Permanent Secretary.
The Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma Udoma, CON, hereby invites all heads of federal government ministries, departments and agencies, representatives of state and local governments, private sector operators and associations, media practitioners and other relevant stakeholders to a public presentation and breakdown of the highlights of the 2019 Appropriation Act. Date Tuesday, 28 May 2019. Time 10:30 a.m. prompt. Registration from 9 a.m. Venue, Main Auditorium, Federal Ministry of Finance, Abuja. Announcer Ben Akabweze, Director General, Budget Office of the Federation.
As part of activities to commemorate the 2019 Girls in ICT Day celebration, the Ministry of Communication is calling for participation on her national ICT competition with the theme Girls Innovate, Invent and Create. It is open to girls in secondary schools nationwide. A team of a maximum of 3 girls each in any secondary school in Nigeria to come up with solutions to pressing challenges in their communities addressing SDGs 1 to 8. Girls should be between 13 to 18 years. Entrants should give detailed description of a 10-page proposal in Microsoft Word. Project idea on what the team can do using ICT in addressing the challenges should be stated with the names and teams and SDGs being addressed, which will be accompanied with a PowerPoint presentation. Entries duly labeled with name of student and school endorsed by the principal are to be submitted online at www.digitalgirls.org.ng. Successful schools will receive special awards and prizes. Entries will be received from Friday 17th May to Monday 10th June 2019, and winners will be announced on 14th June 2019. Contact the following for more information. M.F. Istifanus, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Communication, Announcer.
President Muhammadu Buhari reappoints Olusegun Ojo for the second time as the Director General, National Agricultural Seed Council. He was first appointed in 2015. He is a seed scientist with over 35 years of working experience in the field of seed science and technology. Dr. Ojo brought about the development of a seed system for vegetatively propagated crops, introduction of turnkey electronic seed certification and tracking system that enhanced traceability and real-time tracking and documentation of seed fields across the country, and championed the easy farmers' access to good quality seeds in Nigeria, a critical factor to the current enhancement of agricultural productivity in Nigeria. As a result of the successes of the seed sector in Nigeria under his watch, he was recently appointed as a board member of Africa Seeds, the implementing organ of the African Union Seed Program. He is also a member of the West African Seed Committee and the International Seed Testing Association. The reappointment by Mr. President will enable him in the next 4 years improve and solidify the various achievements of the Council and the Nigerian seed industry. Management Announcer.
One Football Confederation, 24 teams, 6 stadiums, 4 cities, 504 African stars, 1 trophy. The Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 comes alive from June 21 with the showpiece final on July 19, 2019. Watch the 52 matches of the tournament live on Africa's biggest and largest television network, NTA, in partnership with Hot Sports. Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
This is to inform invited guests that parking arrangements for vehicles have been made for the presidential inauguration ceremony scheduled to hold on Wednesday, 29th May 2019 at the Eagle Square. This is to ensure smooth and seamless movement during the occasion. The Eagle Square car park has been reserved for some special guests only. All other guests are expected to park their vehicles at the following designated parking and picking points: Millennium Towers Car Park, Central Business District; Old Parade Ground, Area 10, Garki, Abuja; Supreme Court Car Park. Shuttle buses will convey guests to the Eagle Square for the inauguration event and return them to various parking and picking points.
This event is part of activities lined up for the Presidential Inauguration and Democracy Day Celebration 2019.
Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman 2019 Presidential Inauguration Committee, Announcer.
Glad to have you back. State House correspondent Adam Musama reports that President Muhammadu Buhari has formally received his assets declaration forms from the Code of Conduct Bureau, just as preparations continue for his inauguration for a second term of office.
The Chairman Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Muhammad Isa, formally presented the assets declaration forms to the President for necessary action in fulfillment of constitutional requirements for public office holders. The forms are for the end of tenure and beginning of another term of office.
We are very much grateful for this honor done to us, and we want to assure you, Mr. President, that you discharge the honors pressed on us with every sense of priority.
At the remarkable event, President Muhammadu Buhari said, as a firm believer in the rule of law and constitutionality, his forms will be filled and returned quickly.
If it's safely, because there are people who thought they shouldn't be questioned, which are being questioned, and some of them are already in trouble.
At the end of 2023,
I expect them to fight back, and this is one of the instruments.
President Buhari appreciated the chairman and other members of the Code of Conduct Bureau for keeping alive the anti-corruption crusade.
We cannot overemphasize the importance of your office, because Nigerians, we were notorious for shortcuts, in serving in accounting public responsibilities. And we are trying to impress our nation and the world that this administration believes in accountability, and it is only institutions like you that will bear us out for the efforts we have been making to make sure that people in public office
live within their means,
hold the integrity of the office and of the country generally.
The Code of Conduct Bureau has a mandate of ensuring that the actions and behavior of public officers conform to the highest standards of public morality and accountability. From the State House, Adam Musambu, NTA News.
Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will no longer accept submission of candidates by political parties without the endorsement of supervising INEC official in the conduct of party primaries. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu gave the directive while presenting certificates of return to the Governor, Deputy Governor and National Assembly members-elect of Zamfara State. Mia Ogidi reports.
It was like two events in one venue, but under one subject matter. Supporters on carnival-like mood, winners indoors to receive their certificates of return. Some deeply emotional as they go spiritual in thanksgiving at the point of receiving their certificates of return. Governor-elect Bello Muhammad Matawali was first, followed by the Deputy Governor-elect Mahdi Aliu, 3 senators, and 7 House of Representative members. For INEC, more than 809 pre-election cases arising from party primaries, and with the Zamfara experience, 64 certificates of return have been withdrawn after the 2019 elections. And there must be an end to this.
Going forward, we will not accept the submission of names of candidates by political parties under Section 31 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, unless there is evidence monitored by the Commission of compliance with the provision of Section 85 of the Act.
And we are going for a government of all inclusive in order to bring everybody involved.
With this presentation of certificates of return to the Governor and the Deputy Governor-elect of Zamfara State, they will be sworn in on the 29th of May 2019. That is Wednesday this week. In Abuja, Mie Ogidi.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has been described as an embodiment of humility, patriotism and selflessness. Those glowing words flowed freely at a valedictory session held for him by the Federal Minister of Information and Culture. Anthony Forson has more.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, alongside other ministers appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari, came into office in November 2015. As Minister of Information and Culture, he managed the information machinery of the country effectively. 3.5 years down the road, the administration is winding down. So, at this valedictory session held for him and subsequent handing over of the reins of affairs to the Permanent Secretary, Chief Executives of parastatals and directors took turns to eulogize the minister, with the Permanent Secretary setting the stage.
My organ and guardian is a man of principle, honor, humility, humor, firmness, expertise, discipline, courage, to mention but a few.
That is the last relationship which he, in his own way, fought. It would have been very difficult for us to achieve the various things we recorded during our changes.
Sir, your head is up there today and said, this is what you have achieved. And you didn't use what you have gained to pay hospital bills. In fact, the way I'm seeing you, you are even ready active for another 10 years to come.
The minister, who spoke in few words, expressed gratitude for the level of support and cooperation extended to him.
I'm happy to say that I've largely enjoyed the support of the management and staff of this ministry. I've also enjoyed industrial harmony, thanks to the warm relations with the unions.
With the formal handing over performed, the minister was also presented with gifts. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Since the flag-off of Abuja Makode Road expansion project in November last year by the federal government, contractors have stepped accelerated pace of work to achieve expected milestones set by the Buhari administration on infrastructure development for economic growth and well-being of the people in the affected corridor. From Lafia, Hamza Musa Makarfi reports.
If you have been on the axis lately or plan to be there anytime soon, the level of mobilization for the contract and progress is unmissable. It is a new vista to cut time and give comfort to travelers while drastically reducing incidences like this on the route. Importantly, the economy of the areas in agriculture and commerce will be boosted. The distance to be covered from Abuja through major towns of Kefi, Akwanga and Lafia to Makodi is 222 kilometers at the cost of $542 million.
Here, men and machines in their element. Perhaps this is the most difficult, although engineering is about surmounting challenges.
The ripple impact of the contract is manifesting with employment post-cost of people.
We thought maybe our hope has been lost. But with the present government, it has made it a reality. We appreciate the federal government, we appreciate all the effort has been made so far to ensure its takeoff.
With a strategic location as gateway to the east and far north, as well as the FCT, Nasarawa State has other projects linking Nasarawa town with Oweto in Benue State and beyond, as well as Wamba to Okos in Plateau State, among others under the federal government in Lafia. Hamza Musa Makalipi, NTA News.
With less than 24 hours to the official handover, Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun has continued to inaugurate more projects across the state. Lekong Agbonde tells us more.
In fulfillment of his promise to work till the very last moment of his administration, Governor Ibikunle Amosun has continued to inaugurate landmark projects. The governor was joined by some of the former military administrators. The old governor's office at Okelewo, which was renovated and turned into a museum to keep the memories of the past chief executives of the state, and the MTR Opik housing estate in Isheri were some of the inaugurated projects. About 8 feeder roads, all in Ijebu-Ode, were also opened for use by the governor and the former Millards.
Saturday, Sunday, public holidays, we are always here. Tomorrow, we are going to Ogere. We are going around to see where it's not Abuja, so that they can see what we've done. Today, 8 roads in Ijebu-Ode.
Some of the former military administrators commended the zeal and commitment of the governor in the last 8 years.
He has boundless energy, tireless, and is using everything to the benefit of the state. This is a great achievement, you know.
I commend the governor. That is for this. Then go around the state. Most of those roads were laterite roads before, but they are not tarred. It will improve the economy of the state, not just that of the state. It's going to especially improve the economy of the areas.
The governor had earlier presided over a valedictory executive council meeting where members, including those who served in the first and second terms, gave thanks to God and eulogized the governor for his exemplary leadership. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
And from Abeokuta, let's take you to Kano State, where the state government says it will partner an international finance institution in the establishment of modern grazing reserves in forest areas across its 44 local government areas. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje explained that this is part of measures to prevent the influx of criminal elements from the neighboring states. The governor disclosed this during a security awareness seminar in the newly created Carrier Emirate. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
Improving security of lives and property was among the reasons given by Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje for the creation of 4 additional emirates in Kano State. Among the new emirates is Karai, situated in the western part of the state. Being on the border with Katsina State, a security awareness seminar was organized for traditional, religious and community leaders in the emirate.
I want us to constructively engage our youths, our young ones, so that they will be doing something productive.
In addition to supporting security agencies, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje disclosed plans are on to create modern grazing reserves in forest areas around Karai and other parts of the state to mitigate the infiltration of criminals from neighboring states.
So that we ensure that there is peace and stability in this part of Kano State, and by implication, the Kano State as a whole.
Emir of Karai, Ibrahim Abubakar II, assured of more commitment and support towards maintaining peace and harmony in the area. The security awareness seminar is expected to be held in the remaining 4 emirates. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, wants relevant authorities to ensure that the perpetrators of the drug trafficking conspiracy which led to the arrest of innocent Zainab Habibu Aliyu do not go unpunished. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabira reports that Mrs. Buhari stated this while breaking the Ramadan fast with Zainab and her parents. The senior special assistant to the President on diaspora matters, Abike Dabiri Erewa, sheds more light.
Cases like these, minor cases, there are some minor cases of Nigerians in some other places that hopefully, can also be looked into. But we're so happy that Zainab is back home with her family, and it's such exciting news. And we really thank Her Excellency for her invitation and also for breaking fast with Zainab and her family. It's a motherly gesture, which the family truly appreciates.
The wife of the President, Dr. Ms. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is happy and thank Mr. President, the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Saudi Consulate, for the work they have done to save the life of Zainab Habib Ali.
See, the wife of the President is also very concerned that the perpetrators of this offense are on bail at the moment, and she's concerned that maybe this case might not come up, and therefore she also wants to call on the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to ensure that the perpetrators of this offense are brought to book.
Habibu Aliyu responded.
And I want to thank His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, and also I want to thank our mother, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammad Buhari. Thank you for inviting us to come here to break our fast here. I want to thank her a lot. She shows like a mother to me. Thank you, thank you.
It could be recalled that Zainab Habibu Aliyu was released recently by the Saudi Arabian government following the intervention of the Nigerian government after finding out that she was totally innocent. You're watching the network news on the NTA. Let's join Michael in Lagos for more news. Michael.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to the Center of Excellence. In the last 48 hours, trucks and containers have been cleared off some access roads leading to the ports. Dotun Ogunyemi, however, reports that the Apapa-Oshodi Expressway, which is a major route for trucks, still remains blocked.
This has been the situation on Akpongbo Bridge, Costain and Ijora roads.
This is the Eko Bridge turning into Ijora and then moving on to Apapa. Before now, trucks and containers were parked on this bridge.
Today, the situation is different. While the situation at Ijora and Costain comes as good news, a few meters drive further into Apapa reveals that the situation remains the same. Trucks are still parked, trying to gain access to the ports. This situation is replicated on another access road, the Apapa-Oshodi Expressway. Our discovery, however, in areas where the roads have been cleared, is that the trucks have relocated to makeshift parks in areas supposed to be designated as gardens for beautification under the bridges and service lanes. The situation on Wharf and Tinkan Island roads leaves much to be desired, as Lagosians and Apapa residents cannot wait for normalcy to return. In Lagos, Dotun Ikuyemi, NTA News.
Dufi Premier Foods has organized Indomie Fan Club Party to celebrate the young ones as part of activities marking Children's Day. Ruth Ariosamo reports that the event was an opportunity for the children to have fun.
As part of activities marking this year's Children's Day, Dufil Premier Foods, makers of Indomie noodles, organized a fun-filled event for children across Lagos. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Bolanle Ambode, who was represented, advised the children to always remember that the future of the nation depends on them.
You must be disciplined, respect your elders, be humble, and be serious with your academic studies.
The Fan Club Children's Day celebration gave the kids an opportunity to interact and participate in various games and competition, which saw the emergence of King and Queen of the Day. The organizers are optimistic that engaging children in fun ways will go a long way in shaping them into becoming better students and morally upright leaders.
We've been doing this over 15 years, so to speak, and every year it keeps getting bigger and better. So what we're seeing here is just we brought schools together.
The party is actually happening in different locations presently. Here today we have people from Festac and Sulere coming here today. We have over 2,000 kids who are present today.
The children could not hide their joy as they expressed gratitude to Dufil Premier Foods for always ensuring children get the best.
I want to thank the Indomie table people for allowing me to win because I am proud of myself.
We had fun by watching other people dance, talking. It was really fun.
I say thank you that have given us a nutritious food to eat.
Dufil Premier Foods PLC, maker of Nigeria's most loved noodle brand, Indomie, is the pioneer in the instant noodles market in the country. In Lagos, Ruth Ario Samuel, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Data. We can't live without it. Share it. oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your #1 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
Mr. Shebu, are you okay?
I'm having pain, so this has been like this for the past 1 week.
Let me assist you to the hospital. You can't continue like this alone.
No. I want to go and see Baba Muslimi to give me some herbal mixture so that I can take. Because this hospital, the way they treat person, I'm not going to the hospital.
Mr. Shebu, that was in the past. With new patients' bill of rights, patients have the right to an urgent, immediate, and sufficient intervention and care. A right to complain and experience dissatisfaction where and when necessary. With the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, your consumers' rights are protected.
To lay your complaint, please contact any of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission's FCCPC offices closest to you with your complaints. You can also call our helplines at 0805 600 2020 or 0805 600 3030.
Please, let us go to the hospital. I'd like to experience this firsthand.
At FCCPC, you can rely on us to resolve your complaints effectively and efficiently.
As the number of people with the bond they reduce, now so the money with them they get to spend they increase. Enough proof don't they to show say countries with them families they bond, the number of people with they fit take care of, they stress to take care of the children, no they plenty at all for the family. If families fit they enjoy this kind of benefit of expenses we know they too much. You fit imagine how you go fit help boost country economy like Nigeria own. As leader where you be, the solution they your hand. And what you need to do now to take action now. All we lawmakers and everybody with their power and government must make sure say them put enough money down. We go make sure say childbirth spacing where plenty people sabi as family planning services full everywhere. Our pastors, imam, and traditional leaders suppose to put mouth tell them people about the better thing where child spacing they do. This work, now our handy day, we get the full responsibility to do them. We must join hand and get it together, make our future for bright. Now Federal Ministry of Health, they bring you this message.
Son, being good at something requires strength. It requires pushing yourself. It requires putting in more. That's why the new improved Bornvita is packed with vitality and a great taste.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Cheese.
Life evolves. You should too. 3G is great. 4G is better. Buy an Airtel SIM to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Morti's Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Morti's Power Guard.
Sore throats? It's often caused by bacteria and viruses. Feels like they're having a party. You need Strepsils. It soothes the pain, plus it fights the germs with 2 germ-killing actives. Double power in 1 lozenge. Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils.
The Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, will inaugurate recently appointed members of the Governing Board of Parastatals and Agencies under the Federal Ministry of Justice by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The inauguration ceremony is scheduled as follows. Date, Tuesday 28th May 2019. Time, 4 p.m. Venue, Olusegun Obasanjo Auditorium, Federal Ministry of Justice, Plot 718, Shehu Shagari Way, Abuja. By this notice, all those concerned are enjoined to please attend the ceremony on time and date as stated. Signed, Dayo Akpata, Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary.
It's Ramadan. It's okay to share what you love. Ramadan Kareem from Indomie. Indomie Super Pack now available at 85 Naira.
The quest to generate 20 million jobs from key sectors of the economy is still being pursued by the federal government. This was made known by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment during an interactive session on strategies for job creation with Industrial Training Fund and other key players. Joy Uzo reports.
This is a gathering of development experts. They are here to share minds on strategies to address unemployment in Nigeria. Of major concern is the wide gap between available demographics and unemployment levels, as well as increasing insecurity in parts of the country. Government is also worried by this development. So at this meeting, key players are told of government's intention and strategies it hopes to adopt to reverse the trend.
What ITF is doing today is try to bring up from different parts of the country various skills, various activities, various work program that will engage as many as, even far more than if both formally and informally, we have even more than that 20 million people in the next few years from now.
The expected outcome targets to reduce unemployment, which rose from 17.6 million to 20.9 million between fourth quarter of 2017 and third quarter 2018. On its part, the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, hopes to mainstream outcome from the meeting in key sectors of the economy.
It's not as if the jobs are not there, but the required or the requisite persons to occupy those jobs are absent. And it is those gaps that ITF, in collaboration with other partners, will work on to ensure that we close this gap and get skilled manpower who are Nigerians to fill these gaps. When we do that slowly, steadily, surely we'll get there someday.
I mean, if someone is trying to ensure bridge the gap, so 20 million jobs, that is not a joke anywhere in the world. So it's to seek and find out wherever they need help and try and assist them, provide a support base for them from the presidency.
ITF said this will be a boost to its 450,000 beneficiaries, 80% of whom are already meaningfully engaged. In Abuja, I'm Joy Uzo, NTA News.
Let's take another commercial break. Stay with us.
Many years of decline in national infrastructure development are now giving way to steady growth. What is giving rise to these improvements? Find out on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live promises to be incisive and educating. Join us.
You're welcome, my future in-law.
Thank you, sir.
We have seen what you brought. Are the assorted drinks complete?
Yes, it's complete.
What about the Hollandaise? Are they complete?
Yes, it's complete. Confirmed.
And now for the most important item. Your retire well pension account number. Listen! You think I will allow you to toy with the future of my daughter and the children? This union cannot hold.
Making a move to secure your future is the perfect game plan. If you're self-employed, start a retire well plan to stay able for life.
Please, sir, give me a little time to get all those things.
Sorry.
I can also get...
Take this number now.
Okay, sir.
01 271 6000. Very simple.
Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Your hugs are a comfy place for dropping in. For lazing around. And hanging out. So we've designed our hugs to be just as comfy, with a super absorbent cut to lock wetness away and a soft, flexible waistband, keeping baby comfy at every angle. We'll never stop finding new ways to hug more like you. Huggies, your hugs inspire ours.
Why keep mixing things when you can have all in one? New Mr. Muscle All-Purpose Cleaner. Have the cleaning power, so you can easily dance right through a variety of tough messes like spills and stains, grease and soap scum, and get back to the things you love. New Mr. Muscle All-Purpose Cleaner. Get your power in one. SC Johnson, a family company.
Ever since he could hold a bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother. Drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength. Drink your Dano milk and be strong.
Also available in Dano Cool Cow, Dano Slim, and Dano Flavored Milk. Choose Dano. Choose goodness.
Munch it, what a tasty, crunchy feeling. Munch it, gotta munch it every day. Munch it, just give me the super snack. Munch it, oh, irresistible. Munch it, makes me wanna say one munch, two munch, non-stop munch. Munch it is here, irresistible. One munch, two munch, non-stop munch.
Try a pack of Munch It snack at 50 naira.
Activate your life, be who you want to be. Yeah, yeah. Time to get active. Yes, the time is now. Now, now, now. Come on, get active. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can do it if you try.
Start an active life with the power of vegetables and fruits. Chivita Active. Be active. Do more.
Team huddle. But we lost. Don't be tired, guys. This isn't a loss. It's a practice for winning.
Nothing makes a mother prouder than seeing her child growing up. But I know as he learns to lead, he'll face even more dirt, germs, and risk of illness.
That's why in changing seasons, you need strong Dettol protection. Because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Nigeria's Flying Eagles on Monday evening lost their second match 0-2 to USA in the ongoing FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Poland. And that's the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Joseph Johnson. Good night.
A very warm welcome to you out there. I'm glad to have you join us on this special interview with His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Adamu Sambo. Mr. President, I would like to say a very big thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Let's begin from the very beginning. You came to power in 2015, promising to address Nigeria's fundamental challenges of security, economy, and corruption. You have done your best. Looking back, sir, what would you say you are most happy about?
I think it's the relief to the people of Northeast, especially for really degrading the Boko Haram. If you go to the Northeast, you will try and find out. They used to occupy 17 local governments. They are now not holding any local government. They have but resorted to holding some islands on the Lake Chad and indoctrinating young people, especially girls, wrapping them up with explosives and sending them to soft targets, churches, mosques, marketplaces, and motor parks. So really, our first identified assignment of securing the country, we have achieved some success. The economy, we are very lucky. God has heard our prayers. The rainy season were good, the last 2 rainy seasons. We made fertilizer available and some of the inputs, and we have virtually achieved food security.
Still, sir, talking about the last 4 years, what have been the regrets, your frustrations, things that still worry you about your actions or inactions as president?
Well, my frustration is that we cannot move faster in prosecuting and punishing the really big corrupt. We made some progress. We recovered a number of assets, fixed assets, and money in banks, including in Europe and America. But under this system, you can't be too much in a hurry. Even if you see, including using whistleblowers, you have to report to the police to go through the rigmarole of full investigation before prosecution. That's my biggest frustration, really.
What lessons would you say you have learned so far dealing with politicians and political office holders in the course of discharging your responsibilities as president?
Well, everybody is mindful, firstly, of his immediate constituency, that he or she continues to impress his constituency that he is doing very well. But the frustration, as I said, is taking too long, by my own hope, to see that people are punished, those who have frustrated the economic development of the country, because what resources we have been getting in terms of revenue, we ought to have been putting it into the infrastructure, the roads, the rail, power, and that will enable innovative Nigerians, entrepreneurs, to go about their own businesses. But when the infrastructure is lacking, there isn't much they can do.
In the build-up to the 2019 elections, the so-called Nigerian elites, as you used to call them, campaigned vigorously against your election. Did you feel betrayed?
No. I always knew that the so-called Nigerian elite, they want to impress on the population, on majority of Nigerians, that they do dictate the terms to governments at all levels, center, state, and local government. But we understand very well. Don't forget, I contested 3 times before I won the 4th time. And in each case, 2003, 2007, and 2011, I ended up to Supreme Court. So really, I understand Nigerian politics. But I found out that the elite are just for themselves. They are just that's why I didn't so much bother about what they feel and what they threaten they could do. And I'm very pleased that I proved myself right. I hope they will appreciate what sacrifice Nigerians have been making to make them to continue enjoying the position they have achieved, either materially or politically. I think they should be thanking the rest of Nigerians, because Nigerians, majority of them haven't trusted me. They voted me overwhelmingly. And I mentioned it once or twice that what gave me a lot of satisfaction was when I visited all the states, 36 of them, including Abuja. And the people that turned out to listen to me and to see me are more than what anybody could buy or force to come and see me. So I felt that Nigerians really understood me, and they were backing me. And that was proved subsequently during the elections.
Yeah, people were wondering before the elections, you never for once expressed doubt over your chances of winning the last elections. And you won with 15.1 million votes. What gave you so much confidence?
Yes, I'm confident because, as I told you, I saw the sign that Nigerians understood me. And I reminded you just now, so don't forget, I tried 3 times, and it's only the 4th time I won. And there was no local government I haven't visited in this country, no talk of states. Local government, 774 local government between 2003 and 2011. I visited all the local governments. And most of the time, you know, I went by road or I use boats. Very few places I go by air because I was on my own then.
So recently you were quoted to have said that the relationship between the executive and the 8th National Assembly wasn't the best. To what will you attribute their uncooperative attitude?
I think a culture was developed in the National Assembly that they should dictate the terms. I think which was wrong. It is the executive that dictates the terms and take it before the legislature that will examine it and agree or disagree with it. But when they go around posing that they are the government and not the executive, then that's a problem. And I'm afraid I felt that, and I spoke personally to the Senate President, Saraki, and the leader of the House, Dogara. They could not deny it. I told them, how do they feel to hold the country at ransom for 7 months without passing a budget? So for 7 months, were they thinking? I said, personally, they are not hurting me, they are hurting the country. So really, in terms of patriotism, I think I rated them very, very low indeed.
Has that affected the performance of your government?
Yes, well, but there's a constitution. There are things that have to go through them. There's nothing I can do. But to hold a budget for 7 months cannot be justified if you really bother about a country.
Okay, so Mr. President, security is still a major challenge. Despite the fact that you have degraded Boko Haram as promised, kidnapping for ransom is still an issue that is now threatening the peace of the country. How personally do you feel about that?
I feel very bad indeed, because there is a failure of neighborhood security, in the sense that those who are perpetrating these atrocities against communities and against states and the country, they come from somewhere in Nigeria. Their neighborhoods know them. And we have traditional rulers. Then, of course, the police are in the front line. The police in every major town and city in this country. As I said, they were not given the uniform and the rifle to salute to impress anybody, but to secure the people. In this, I think the community leadership and the police, to some extent, have failed this country.
So what assurance can you give Nigerians on that?
The assurance I can give Nigerians that I will continue to do my best.
So, sir, in the face of the prevailing security challenges, how will you describe the performance of the service chiefs and other law enforcement agencies?
You see, one of my lucks is that I have gone through all this. I did virtually all the staff and command appointments from platoon. There's 32 people or 36 or 40, whatever it is, to division. It was on record for a long time, I think, that I was the only officer in the Nigerian army that commanded 3 out of the 4 divisions then. The 4th division in Lagos, the 2nd division in Ibadan, and the 3rd division in Jos. So the security relative to the time I was on command has really gone down. I cannot claim to know what was happening after I left the military the way I left. But definitely, I didn't know person to person all the service chiefs that I picked. I depended on records and reports. And when we have a case of emergency, I don't think it's the time, to start disorganizing or organizing the military or any law enforcement agency as such. You have to take your time to do it, because these are institutions that they know their security more than every Nigerian depend on a strong center. We have no state police, we have no state army or air force or navy. So those people know more than ordinary Nigerians that the center has to hold for them to have security, both material and physical security. If they allow the center to collapse, automatically they are the one leaving.
So are you satisfied with their performance? We understand you have given them all that they required.
I'm used to very high standards. I told you I did all the commands and so on, from second lieutenant to general, and commands all over. I'm still expecting more, but I'm thinking of what happened between 1999 to 2014. I suspected a lot of things went wrong, including accountability and the efficiency of the military and law enforcement agencies.
Mr. President, last year you have promised members of the National Working Committee of your party that you are going to expand your cabinet. That is yet to happen. Are you likely to do so in the next level?
I have addressed the cabinet. I said goodbye to them, at least for the 4 years we were to attain by the 29th instant. I still haven't discussed it with anybody, and you will not be the first person I will discuss it with.
Okay, so what kind of people are you likely to have as ministers in the next 4 years?
To begin with, when I addressed this cabinet, I said I am very pleased we didn't have any major scandal. I think that's a major achievement. And anybody who hasn't got any evidence against any minister, then people have to trust me. Which of the ministers I will retain, which ones I will say goodbye, and very sincerely too. I don't go beyond that because I haven't discussed it with anybody yet.
So, sir, as you begin your second term in office, is there anything you intend to do differently in the way and manner you execute your mandate?
I will try to make the police and the judiciary much more efficient. As I told the police and told a lot of people, the police are in the front line. As I said, there is no town where we don't get a police station. They are supposed to be the front line for law and order. The only thing closer to the people than the police are the neighborhood itself. People know in some communities, if people steal, they know from which family, who stole it, or which kind of criminals in the family. That's what I expect of Nigerian police to achieve. Absolute community security. To know the criminals around them so that they can straight away head for those who committed certain crimes and get them prosecuted.
I asked you that question because some people have started speculating that you are likely to be more ruthless against those who do not mean well for the country, the thieves, economic saboteurs, and other criminal elements. Are we seeing more of a General Buhari in the last lap of your administration?
Well, it makes sense. We are making noise that we want people to come and invest their money. Who will bring his money when his general manager or his own will be abducted? So all those screaming for lack of jobs and so on because we are not attracting capital investment, they should blame them for not cooperating with law enforcement agencies to get the criminals along among us, the abductors, you know, and the 419ers. They live with them, they know them. They can't accommodate them and then blame government for not building factories. The government cannot build all the factories required and employ all the people and produce all the goods and services. What the government should do is to provide security and convince entrepreneurs, both from abroad and from land, to invest, to employ people, to produce goods and services. And what the ordinary people and what Nigerians should do is expose the kidnappers and the thieves, you know.
So is it a confirmation that we are likely to see more of a General Buhari next level?
Well, I don't know what you make of me, but if you...
That you're going to be more ruthless.
Well, all those who call me Baba go slow, they will see whether I'm slow or fast.
What does that mean, sir?
It means that I will persuade the police and the judiciary to be heard. And where I uncover that they are not heard, I will try and trace who is responsible for the slowness in terms of commanders of police from DPOs upwards. The IG alone cannot do everything. He has to depend on commissioners. The commissioners have to depend on DPOs.
One of your press singers, Rarara from Kano, said, those who should run, should run. Is it a time, sir?
Well, it's up to them. If they stay, they know what will happen to them. The others stay and behave themselves, or they better run.
Okay, sir. What is your message to Nigerians as you start the last lap of your administration, and what do you expect from them?
My message to Nigerians is they should please expose the criminals in their neighborhoods to help the government clear the country and attract foreign entrepreneurs to come and invest into the country, to create factories, you know, employ people and produce goods and services. This is what will move Nigeria forward. You cannot accommodate criminals in your neighborhood and start blaming government, glibly blaming government that nothing is being done. People are deliberately stopping government from doing anything.
You have been described differently by different people. Man of integrity, man of honor, incorruptible. Some simply say you are phenomenal in Nigeria's political landscape. How will you describe yourself personally? Who is Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, I like to start by praising teachers of my generation. I spent 9 years in boarding school, 3 years in primary boarding, and 6 secondary school. Now I think they do 5 years or 4, I don't know how many years. The teachers then, they were treating children and students like their own children. If you do well as a student, they praise you in the classroom and in the assembly hall, which is held daily, 6 times a week. If you misbehave, you will be plugged in front of your class or in the whole assembly hall. So the best out of you is brought physically and academically. You have to be well to survive. You have to do well, be doing well to survive. I was a class monitor. I was a junior prefect. I was a senior prefect. I was a head boy. I earned all those, and I know what I went through. But without good teachers, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So who is Muhammadu Buhari?
I think I went through hell throughout my career in the military. I was a lieutenant in Lagos during the first coup, 15th January 1966. And if you bother about Nigerian history, you read coup, counter coup, civil war, coup, counter coup. I was all in it, including in detention for 3¼ years. So I'm fully qualified, as a suffering Nigerian.
So, Your Excellency, Nigerians would like to know whether there's anything secret behind the remarkable way and manner people show you love, respect, and trust consistently since joining partisan politics in 2002 for free.
Well, I thank Nigerians for putting me under the microscope and seeing the way I came through. They knew I was a governor, now 6 states. I was in petroleum for 3¼ years. I was a military head of state. Then I joined partisan politics. When the uniform was removed from me, I tried 3 times, ending up in Supreme Court 3 times. And then I won 2015. And now constitutionally, I won the last time, the 5th time. So really, for somebody who has been in the field for 20 years, from bottom to top, I think if Nigerians show respect or love for me, I'm grateful they appreciated my efforts.
So there's nothing secret about that?
There's no secret about it. The secret is that I try to survive. So all those who are trying to survive, they better continue trying harder. Eventually they will succeed. It's a question of trying harder and harder.
Finally, sir, recently you got some people confused when you visited Saudi Arabia.
Confused about what?
They saw you running.
Yes. Try and understand the performance of Hajj and Umrah. There is a certain place where we have to jog. That's all I was doing. I'm complying with the religious terms of doing the thing. And I'm begging God to lead me and make me succeed. And that's a place to do it. And I was doing it very hard.
They were wondering, how could the president be running like that?
Who is the president before God? He's just as ordinary as you. We are all ordinary before God.
Your Excellency, I'd like to say a very big thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for making it very hard for me.
And to our TV viewing audience, thanks for your company. Join us next time, God's willing, for another special interview with President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Adam Musambo saying, bye for now.
Great nations produce what they eat and use. In the last 4 years, we have started to move away from just consumption to domestic production. Because we cultivated policies around growing what we eat, our land has grown far more rice than any time in our history, producing food, jobs, prosperity and dignity for millions of our countrymen and women. Reversing the trend of fertilizer importation under the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative puts not only plants and many citizens to work, but also saves valuable foreign exchange. Also, the foundation for Made in Nigeria has been laid, building special economic zones around the country. In partnership with the private sector, Nigeria is now truly at the cost of not only making what we use, but exporting what we make. The Enyimba